Hello everybody, I hope your Sunday is going well. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be going over some mail. Modern Horizons 2 is right around the corner, but before we get to it, we've still got some cards from Strixhaven that we've been picking up. This will probably be the last stuff that I pick up. There's some memes in here, there's some cards that I'm actually adding to the collection. The video starts right now.
Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to the day. Thank you for spending your time with us. I'm Jake, and welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. In this little ditty today, we're going to be going over some mail that I've been buying, some cards that I've been picking up from Strixhaven, which is going on right here. Then there's also a couple secret layers that I'm going to very briefly talk about, and just my overall approach to Secret Lair moving forward. If you like these videos where we talk about MTG Finance, just go over some singles. If you just like hanging out, looking at a mail day, then click like and subscribe. Best way to support the channel with just the click of a button. If you are a fan of Jake and Joel, head on over to Patreon and you can support the channel on a deeper level. So let's go ahead and get into this mail day. There's no real reason to hold off on it. So the first thing I want to talk about are these secret layers. We're going to get these out of the way. That way we can make some room here. The secret layers that I bought, we'll just move the box. And these came just like a while, like way later than when I ordered them, which is pretty much standard. And so you'll see that this is from the big call time super drop here. Very rad, showcase call time 1 and 2. The idea with Secret Lair, and it's changed so much for me over the years, but I'm no longer just buying all of it. I'm buying the stuff that I want. I know that on the secondary market, there's always going to be a flood of this stuff. I know that some of them are undersold just based on demand. You know, not every single player can go out and spend a ton of money on Secret Lair, but I just wanted to talk about that briefly because in the beginning I was like, you know what, I'm going to be a completionist on this, but I will tell you, if you're sitting there and you're FOMOing out over every secret layer, Jake at Jake and Joel isn't worried about buying all of them, and I can speak for Joel as well. Joel is not worried about buying all the secret layers either. At this point, we know that Wizards of the Coast is going to constantly pump out product, so we got to just get used to that and curate what we buy and what we don't buy, and always remember to vote with your wallet. So let's go ahead and talk about some actual mail day here. Got a bunch of stuff that's been piling up. I want to get this out of the way. Yeah, let's go ahead and get on into it. And I have some prices here as well, and we're just going to set all this to the side. It needs to go away. Okay, so Paradox Zone, this is one of the cards that recently came out of Strixhaven. This is a commander card, but you'll see this variant is the extended version, which means that it came out of a Strixhaven collector booster. I actually think this card has legs. I've been buying all these Paradox Zones that you're going to see in this video between $3 and $5. I think it's a really fun casual EDH card, and you got to give it some time, and it's going to bounce up in price. One thing you need to know about me is I really like enchantments. It's just really difficult to answer from that perspective. Yeah, another Paradox Zone. Actually, this looks like multiple copies of it. Go ahead and crack this open and take a look. Pretty sure that this is 3 copies. So these might be the most that I paid for these. I think I paid like $4 a piece for these ones. But yeah, 3 more of the extended copies. And you'll kind of see from this perspective, this is clearly like a spec here. You know, this is something that, you know, I'm thinking about long term. I clearly don't need all of these multiple copies of these cards, these Paradox Zones. Let's keep going. I promise you it's not all Paradox Zones in here. Now, this is actually a card that I picked up for the collection. Early on, I thought that Double Major would be one of these cards that would really pop off. And again, the card is brand new. It's fresh, just came out. And so you got to give it time. But I see in the future degenerate EDH shenanigans coming from this card. And so you have to think when you have people that are, you know, getting combo cards for their favorite decks and that kind of stuff, they're going to prefer the most pimp version. And in my opinion, right now, this is the most pimp version of Double Major. So that's why I picked it up. I think it's really cool. You know, blue-green, notorious. You know, we think about Oko. We think about all of these cards that came out recently. Uro in the last couple years, among many others. Lots of degeneracy in Simic, and so I do expect this card to make waves in the future. All right, now this is more of a meme, but I love this card. Thrill of Possibility. I've always been a fan of like Tormenting Voice, and so when Thrill of Possibility came out, I was like, whoa, they're finally giving us this card at instant speed. And I think what we did here, I think I picked up a playset. This looks like a set. But yeah, when I go back to Paper Magic, I will most certainly be playing the cat. Oh, is it just 2? Maybe I picked up a couple others elsewhere. But yeah, very fun card. Again, these mystical archives are very beautiful from Strixhaven. I'm a big fan of the big artistic risk and the departure from traditional MTG art style. Let me know in the comments if that's the kind of thing that you like. Do you like all these variants? I know that a lot of people do, but I also know that some people don't. It's kind of that whole question of if everything is special, nothing is special, right? Oh, we got a couple more here. These look to be taped. Let's see if we can get these off of here to make sure to take care of these. Oh, yeah. So this might actually just be the set. Did I get a foil set? That's what I did. And I know there's going to be one guy in the comments who's like, he's acting like he hasn't seen the cards. Like, seriously, I ordered these like months ago, or actually like, I don't know, over the last few weeks. I shouldn't say months ago, but yeah, it's really hard for me to keep up with all of the different mail. Now this is a meme as well. Everybody, Faithless Looting, another Mystical Archive. You're going to see a lot of Mystical Archive in this video, and that's just because you know, Mystical Archive is really hot. It's hot right now. The Faithless Looting right here that I've been purchasing, oh, I should say the those Thrill of Possibilities, that play set of foils would have been $7. This Faithless Looting, which is just the basic version, I paid $1 for. So there's no etching in these areas up here. Obviously this isn't the foil, so I paid $1 for that card. But you could actually talk to some people in our Discord, and it really seems like Faithless Looting was just like super duper rare. Now this is a Fi. I think I paid $3 for. It's just the extended art version of the card. I ended up pulling one of these in my collector booster box, so you know, I didn't end up needing this card, but I did buy it originally just because, you know, it's one of the extended commanders and it was pretty cheap. This might have been a premature pickup because this card isn't like super hyped. There aren't a lot of people that are excited about it, but again, I only paid $3. Let's keep this going. Next up, oh, now here is a meme, and this is a dank meme. I went ahead and I picked up the etched foil of this. I'll go ahead and pull that out of the sleeve a little bit so you can see what I mean by that etched. Keep track of like the corners there. You could see around crux, you'll see that shininess. I know it's kind of hard to see on camera, but there's a lot of different variants of these Mystical Archives, and I went ahead and I picked this one up, which means if it's etched, it came out of a collector booster. But this is the big meme, the Jason Felix, the lazy art choice to, you know, pull this as a completely borrowed image from somebody else. I think it was like, why can't I remember? Scary Pet was the name of the person who actually did that art. So this card is just, I wanted to have a copy of it to have in the binder just as like a memory of like a big blunder by one of MTG's great artists. All right. Oh, and here we go. So foil Faithless, I believe, would have been, oh, that crux was only $3 for that etched foil, by the way. Yeah, if you're pretty savvy, you make sure you know what you're buying. There's some people that are just underpricing cards, just like moving stuff. I felt like $3 was pretty good. Let's see what we have here. It looks like a couple foil Faithless that I would have paid, I believe, $6 for both of these. So pretty cheap. $3 a card on these nice foil Faithless Lootings. And again, you know, this art I really do like it a lot. It's very random. At first I hated it, but the more I look at it, the more I like it. It's definitely silly looking, but in a great way. Now this, okay, so I left this as the most ridiculous over the top packaging. This envelope was completely covered in tape, okay? And then once you get in, and I left this just as is so that everybody could see this overkill. Then inside it, it's all taped up. I had to cut into a piece of paper. And then within that piece of paper, cardboard, okay? But that's not where it ends, okay? Because now, once you go into the cardboard, get ready for this. You have to get in. Boom. Okay, we're in. Now get ready. Look at this. They put cardboard within cardboard. And they taped it. They made it... This is honestly ridiculous, but I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it just so that you could see. You don't need to go through all of this. This is not... Look, and then taped up within this cardboard. So it's like Christopher Nolan layers of Inception and confusion here. This is like Tenet. All right, let's see. And there is the card. Let's see what it was. It was a Paradox Zone. All right, so we'll just set that there. Again, those Paradox Zones at around $3 to $5. All of them that I've purchased so far. And I have seen the price on those start to slip. So if you want to let me know in the comments, be like, Jake, you could have held out on Paradox Zone. Yes, I know. Maybe I overvalued the enchantment right out the gate and I could have held off. That said, still think that the card has legs. And there's another one. Everybody's going to be like, Jake, you went all in on those Paradox Zones. Well, maybe so. We're going to hold them forever. They're going to be a long hold. What do we got here? Ah, another Paradox Zone. Yes. Followed by... Okay, now here's a little bit different. Now these obviously are not from Strixhaven. These came out of Ikoria. This Triumph foil I bought for $7. This is the Ketria Triumph, the Teamer Triumph, green, blue, red. I didn't have a full set of these, so this is actually just collection here. This isn't a spec, but in a way it is a spec, because I will say this, these Triumphs have continued to impress me in the long term. They've really given, like, they're the best part of Ikoria. Remember, the fact that this land type is Forest, Island, Mountain means that you can fetch this up with anything that grabs any of those land types. So these have become very popular in EDH just because of their versatility. For players that value and need multicolored, the Triumphs are honestly great. They're one of my favorite lands that came out in probably like the past 3 years, and we have fetch lands coming out in Modern Horizons. I would say that these are right behind Modern Horizons fetch lands as far as like great lands that have come out in the last couple years, followed quickly behind the Horizon lands that came out of Modern Horizons 1. So anyway, I think we're going to see a couple more of those, but I just wanted to talk about those from the perspective. Oh, here we go. Now here's something older. This oldie but a goodie popped up on eBay for $15. It was one of the cards that I originally played in my Wart, Red Black Wart EDH when I very first started playing the game way back in 2009. You're going to see some clouding on the card, and it's clearly played. Probably like an MP condition. You can see from the back, mostly a little bit of gunk on there. But again, for a card that is foil, nice old Urza's Destiny card. Remember, that block is known for being the first block that had foils in MTG. So this is one of the OG foils, has a very pretty star going across. Again, it's a great goblin card for EDH. It's a top end goblin, you know, 6 CMC is it's pretty tough. And again, it has that echo cost, but this card is really fun and it's very powerful in the right deck. And so when it popped up for 15 bucks, I was like, well, that's an auto snag. And because of the condition, I have no problem just plopping it in the deck and playing the card and enjoying this nice, beautiful old border foil on the discount. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, now these I just had to take out of the envelope because it was the most confusing packaging that I had ever seen. But this is these are the other triomes that I purchased, and you will quickly see this is a set. I got these. Oh, that Marshall was 15, like I just said, and then these triomes, this set of 4, and you'll see these are the Japanese ones. I got for, what do I have? 35 for this set of 4. I kind of need to rescue them out of there, so for the sake of the video we're not going to worry about it, but there are 4 cards in here, and it's 4 different triomes. I don't know why everybody, like, it's all just way over the top with the packaging sometimes here. Next up, yes, more Faithless Looting. This time one of them is etched, you can tell by the corners there, and then on the other side another foil. These would have been purchased at, I believe, $2 for the etched and 5 for this foil one. So overpaid a little bit for that one, but I did want to have the foil set of Faithless, and I bought those right out the gate when the set first came out. And so it does say something about, you know, kind of hold your horses, slow your roll, wait for the prices to really start to bottom out. This Rowan is another perfect example of that. I paid $7 for this. I'm pretty sure it's right around there, but and again, it has Will on the other side. I don't need to flip it over, but yeah, very fun card. I actually it looks kind of underwhelming, but I actually think this card, the front side of it, the Rowan, is very, very good. Obviously the Will is good, but if you get the Rowan down early, that emblem is actually pretty sweet. All right, and then finally, this is kind of funny, but I bought all of these for 25 cents. And you may be like, Jake, this is ridiculous. I don't know why you did that. But these are just stacks of campuses. These are 20 of each of the campuses that came out of Strixhaven. And the reason I bought these is because they have that really nice tap 4 foreign tap ability to scry 1. So I bought all of these for 25 cents, these foil campuses. And I think long term in EDH, it's going to be one of those really fun casual cards that new players are going to like to pick up. And I do know that tons of these came out of the collector boosters and stuff like that. But I think their possibility to go to even like $1 or like $1.50 is extremely reasonable just in the long term, given the fact that, you know, you have a land that not only is like a nice little budget duel, but also has a really nice scry ability on there. Let me know what you think of that. Let me know if you actually like the campuses. You know, I know like we have the scry lands that came out, all of the temples, and those are fun and those are played in EDH. And I would argue that these have more potential just because you can renew that scry ability. I like cards like Castle Vantress as well. I think Castle Vantress is great, and these remind me of Castle Vantress too. So I don't know. That's where my mind was at when I decided to buy 100 of those campuses for 25 cents a piece. Anyway, I'm Jake with Jake and Jeweler Magic. This has been a What I'm Buying before Modern Horizons 2. Make sure you are subscribed. We do have a preview coming up on May 30th that we are very excited to share with the community. I can't believe we got a preview card. If you think I'm trolling, make sure you look up where to find Modern Horizons 2 previews and scroll down, and sure enough, you will see Jake and Joel are magic on May 30th. Until next time, I'm Jake with Jake and Joel are Magic. I will talk to you in the future. Have a nice day.